On pole, me as Johnny Herbert, ready to lead the pack at Silverstone. Chris sits back in the Pacific, the ultimate underdog. It's all down to the lights now. Lights out at Silverstone, and another shocker of a start from me. Alesi Coulthard surged past like I parked in the paddock. What on earth was that start? I really need to learn what side the throttle pedal is on. I found the throttle pedal now though, charging hard towards Maggots and Beckett's, but a bit too brave, trying to pass Alesi Coulthard is back through. But DC is all over the place, look. He's cutting the track left, right and centre, and he comes back just in front of me, and I'm going to try to go on the outside, but Coulthard is covering that ground. I am losing crucial time to Alesi here. I go around the outside of Coulthard on the straight, and now I've got to run at Alesi into Stowe. Can I make it count? Well, I've hit a bump and I'm about to break myself, and that takes me off, and whoa, over, and now back in third. Is it going to be third? Chris is coming through. Chris is through in a third place. I am at the back of the field right now. What am I going to do about this? Well, there's no time to dwell. I'll tuck right in behind Chris, and now I'm going to start plotting my revenge. That Pacific might be slow, but it's stubbornly the car in my way, and I can't let that stand. And plus it is piloted by a very good driver. But I go around the outside here into the chicane. Chris is coming back at me, but the job is done before we get to Bridge Corner, and the order is restored, at least for now. So I've got the place back, but I'm not exactly in tune with the Benetton at the moment. Bumpy ride through Bridge, and then another bump into the next corner, and it throws me off the road again. I think that's Abbey, isn't it? I get pushed wide again, and then Chris behind me, I think he made a similar mistake, just maybe misguided by my line in front of him. So there's Alesi Coulthard, but they're going into the pits from the lead. Once again, the classic AI blunder with the short race and fuel, and they still dive in for a phantom pit stop. Thanks to the freebie lads, I'll take that lead, gift wrapped and everything. Honestly, with strategy like that, Ferrari and Williams, they must have, in the 90s, they must have been the college for the current Ferrari strategists, for sure. And now the camera snaps back to me, coming into the hangar straight, now leading the race on a good, comfortable pace. So here's that replay of all the action from lap 1. Coulthard and I absolutely battling on the ragged edge, but Coulthard a bit too far over that edge. We're drifting in formation there, not really knowing what we're doing. I get past him down the hangar straight, and Coulthard at this point just doesn't seem to have it within him to fight me anymore, and through I go. And then I'm lining up Alesi into Stowe, but no, bit too eager on the brakes, lock up City, and suddenly I'm sightseeing in the gravel. Full send, half regret. That's how I roll sometimes. Back with me, my V10 howling, the steering wheel twitching with every bump, and there's quite a few of them on the circuit. This isn't driving, this is choreography at 180 miles per hour. This is why we race, and this is why we watch. And here is the moment on lap 1 when my comeback charge started, up behind Chris, and knowing that I've got a lot more pace, but Chris has the advantage of being in front and can choose to cover whatever line and makes me go around the outside. I get ahead briefly, Chris tries to come back, but the move is done. Me being in a Benetton is a massive help in that one, but Chris driving valiantly. But on this circuit, he just cannot produce enough in that massively underpowered Pacific. 2 laps down now, and I'm cruising into the final tour of Silverstone. Johnny Herbert's Benetton is poised to take the checkered flag just like he did in real life. Victory is within reach. Chris is 10.8 seconds back in the Pacific. He's fading fast, doing his best, but is in the Pacific. This one is looking wrapped up. Time to keep it smooth, keep it steady, and bring home the win. Here is Chris, battling valiantly in the underpowered Pacific. Every corner is a fight for him and a test of resolve. There's going to be some glory for second place though. He's got past the fumbling AI, and he's given a pure heart and determination here. The spirit of racing, the underdog never quits. That was the replay of Chris following me off in sympathy on the first lap, and you can see before that I managed to negotiate Stowe correctly at last. Here I am now, closing in on the victory, approaching Silverstone's final corners. Here is Chris. He has done a very solid race today. I mean, most of his mistakes were caused by me going off in front of him and blindsiding him into braking too late. That wasn't intentional. I just wasn't ready for just how tight certain parts of this Silverstone 95 track are compared to how I remember them in the original 95 game. But memory is irrelevant now. I'm about to create a memory of my own. The crowd is roaring as Johnny Herbert charges towards the finish line. I haven't made it easy for myself today, but those memories are banished now as we are much later in the race and the victory is on its way. And here we go. Victory at Silverstone secured. What a drive, what a fight back, what a goof up from the AI, and yeah, a well-deserved win overall, I'd say. Chris now coming through the final two corners, and although he has been beaten today, he has done himself no shame. He has driven solidly and really well, and he's now going to come through and takes out. Off he goes, and well, was that intentional? Did Chris decide to cross the line with style like he did in Monaco, or was that a mistake right at the end? He's got away with it, but we'll have to see. We'll have to watch the replay. And Alesi comes home in third place for Ferrari and Coulthard in fourth. But those two should be hanging their heads in shame, as should their teams. And there we go, around that corner right again, but that time I wasn't with it. So that was me going off first lap again, and Chris then making his way past me. He also braked a little bit late when he saw me braking, and then he saw that it had gone wrong for me and managed to respond very quickly and very well to get himself in the third, doing all he could in that Pacific to make up for the deficit in performance and power of that car. And here now, he knows that I'm coming on the right hand side. He can't get over to leave space and time, so he holds the inside line, but again that Benetton is just too quick for the Pacific, and Chris actually has to wait until I've gone through to get grip because he's offline, of course, in the wet as well. Now here is the end of Chris's race, and he went off. That I think is the only time he's gone off himself without being suckered by a braking error from me, and it's that corner again. That corner and Stowe have caught us both out plentifully in this race, but look at the twitch the Pacific had there. So Chris really struggling with it, and I think come to this he's just gone, well, that's that then, and he's clipped the curb, he's hooked the curb, so I don't know if he just pushed too hard over it or if he meant to do it, but I'm sure Chris will probably let you guys know in the comments if he meant that, and you will find out that way. Thank you guys for watching today's race. Please remember to like and subscribe both to this channel and to Chris's, that will be pinned in the comments below. Take care.